For our project, we chose the lab Everything is Everywhere.
Everything is Everywhere is a study on microbacterial life.
When conducting our lab, we each made what's called a Winogradsky column.
A Winogradsky column is a concept where you make a small-scale ecosystem in which to study microbes.
I made 2 jars with mud from the Christiana River.
And I made 6 with mud from the Boston Harbor.
And when we met in April, we switched half the jars so we could track the differences between the 2 different sample locations.
We then tracked data by taking pictures every week and tracking the changes in a spreadsheet.
My hypothesis was that the freshwater sample would grow more light,
while my hypothesis was that they would differ based on local conditions. Now, let's talk about how a Winogradsky column works and how you make them. First, we got clear plastic or glass containers and mud from our source locations.
a source of calcium carbonate, like crushed eggshell or limestone, sulfur compounds like gypsum or egg yolk, and a carbon source. We used paper.
And finally, water from the source location. We started by filling the container with mud, adding the carbon source, such as crumpled newspaper, to the top of the mud, and pouring water in to fill the container fully.
And now you have your own mini ecosystem.
Now, let's talk about the invisible rulers of our planet.
Microbes! Microbes include things like bacteria, viruses, and fungi,
Microbes are found everywhere on Earth.
and play a ton of critical roles in the ecosystem.
Microbes are essential for maintaining the balance of our planet's ecosystems.
Over the course of our research, we discovered that the samples from the Christiana River, which are freshwater, have more types of life and microbes than the Boston Harbor samples, which are saltwater.
That is due to the fact that freshwater has a lower pH than saltwater does,
The pH of saltwater sits at about 8.2.
whereas of freshwater, it sits at about 5.6, which makes it easier for life to blossom in the freshwater environment.
Since the growth of life is a long-term lab, we are still in the process of collecting data.
But so far, this is what we have learned.
The animations were done by Ryah.
And Aaron did this script.
We hope you enjoyed.